I am calling the meeting to order at 6:02 p.m. Roll call. Item 2, all aldermen are present with the exception of District 3 being vacant as Matt Zacher resigned from the alderman position. Item 3, Pledge of Allegiance and silent prayer in lieu of invocation. Please stand. Amen. Item 4, oath of office for Mayor Matt Zacher.
All right, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Matt Zacher,
I, Matt Zacher,
having been duly elected
to
serve as mayor
serve as mayor
for the city of Wisconsin Rapids,
for the city of Wisconsin Rapids,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and of the state of Wisconsin,
and of the state of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully discharge
and will faithfully discharge
the duties of said office
the duties of said office
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Very much.
Wait, you want a photo op here? See if I can do it from here.
Item 5, oath of office for alderpersons in District 2, 4, 6, and 8.
Okay. And we decided we were going to do these separately. So,
Sounds good.
Alderperson Benjamin? Okay. I'll go on this side. Be easy. All right. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Dean Benjamin,
I, Dean Veneman,
having been duly elected
to serve as
Second District Alderperson
Second District Alderperson
for the city of Wisconsin Rapids,
for the city of Wisconsin Rapids,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and of the state of Wisconsin,
and of the state of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully discharge
the
duties of said office
the duties of said office
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Alderperson Penscover, come on forward. Come on in. All righty. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. You want to step back a little bit more so the microphone. There you go. I, Jeff Penscover,
I, Jeff Penscover,
having been duly elected
having been duly elected
to serve as
to serve as
Fourth District Alderperson
Fourth District Alderperson
for the City of Wisconsin Rapids,
for the City of Wisconsin Rapids,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and of the State of Wisconsin,
and of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully discharge
and will faithfully discharge
the duties of said office
the duties of said office
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my abilities,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Hey, woo-hoo.
All righty. Alderperson Pollock.
Congratulations.
Yep, right here's good. All right, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Dennis Pollock,
I, Dennis Pollock,
having been duly elected
being duly elected
to serve as
to serve as
6th District Alderperson
6th District Alderperson
for the City of Wisconsin
of the
Rapids,
City of Wisconsin Rapids,
do hereby solemnly swear
do solemnly
swear
swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United
of
States
the United States
and of the State of Wisconsin,
and the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully discharge
and will faithfully discharge
the duties of said office
the duties of said office
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Alderperson Palmquist. All righty, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Madeline Palmquist,
I, Madeline Palmquist,
having been duly elected
having been duly elected
to serve as
to serve as
8th District Alderperson
8th District Alderperson
for the City of Wisconsin
for
Rapids,
the City of Wisconsin Rapids,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and of the State of Wisconsin,
and of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully discharge
and will faithfully discharge
the duties of said
the
office
duties of said office
to the best of my ability,
of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So you don't have to leave, but if you want to leave, now would be a good time to leave. We'll be doing a lot of other business. All right, so item 6, election of a common council president. So at this time, I'm gonna open nominations for anyone willing to nominate another alderperson. Dennis?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to nominate Dean Veneman for council president. And I feel with Dean's background in business, I feel that he and Mayor Zacher will make up a valuable team to attract other businesses to locate in Wisconsin Rapids.
Are there any other nominations? Patrick?
I'd like to nominate Mr. Catnaugh to this. He's been a member of the council longer than anybody. It's nothing against Dean. I think Dean has done a fine job with this. I think that if we wanted to have a change, I think that would be a good change to make.
Thank you. Any other nominations? Seeing none, I ask for unanimous consent to close nominations, meaning I need everybody's consent to close nominations.
Yep.
All right, so we have 2 aldermen nominated. So I'm going to I'm gonna call out,
This is the only ballot that can be secret, so, In the past, we've had it secret. It's allowed to be secret. You can do it public or not, but it could be a secret ballot if the council wanted it to be. And we would just hand out ballots, and you would just simply write the name of the person that you wanted to be the president, and you would not put your district number on.
So by raise of hand, would you like this to be secret?
Yeah.
Or not have had, I guess?
Yeah.
All right.
So, these slips all say District 3, so since District 3 is vacant, I won't know who did what, okay?
I have a question here. Do you have to put the alderman's name or, number on each ballot? Okay.
All right, and then pass them down to me when you.
Keep it.
Anybody need a pen? I have extra. Okay. I have one vote for Alderperson Veneman. Another vote for Veneman. One vote for Alderperson Catna. A vote for Alderperson Veneman. A vote for Catna. A vote for Veneman. And the final vote is for, if I can get it open, Alderperson Veneman. So Alderperson Veneman is 5 votes to 2. Elected as council president.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for taking the seat again.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Item 7, discuss and consider the appointment of District 3 alderperson and/or consider ordering a special election due to resignation of District 3 alderperson Matt Zacher. So, did you want to?
Yeah, I can address this, I guess, first off. I sent you all a memo yesterday on this. You have a couple of options regarding the vacated seat. I guess one of the options is to basically do nothing, leave the seat vacant until the normal election in April of 2025. Another option would be to not appoint someone now, but set it for a special election, which would probably be in November. It would be very difficult to try to get it done before August 1st. So that would be coinciding with the general election in November. Another option would be to appoint someone, could be today, could be perhaps after you gave public notice that you're seeking members, and then perhaps at the next council meeting, you would appoint that person, but then you'd have to decide how long that person would be the District 3 alderperson. They could fill out the remainder of the term, which would be till April of 2025. It could be until, as I said, a special election in November. So there's a couple of different decisions needing to be made. I guess I would suggest maybe the first one would be, assume that do you wish to make an appointment prior to any either special election or the regular election in April? I think generally speaking, to allow a representation for District 3, it's probably a good idea to get someone in that spot, even if it's just for a few months, and especially if it's up to a year. So I think that's the threshold option, or threshold thing is that you want to appoint someone either this month or next month to the position.
What are your thoughts? Yep. Maddie?
Sorry, so you said a special election would be before November or in November?
It would be in November. You can't have a special election after August 1st. So then that would mean that we would have, if you want to get it before November, it's going to have to be very soon, and we'd have to order an election today. And because of how the paperwork goes with the November election, it really is not going to be probably easy to do. It's probably easy to do it just in November. But yeah, it would coincide with the general election, the presidential election in November. Otherwise, it would be April of 2025 would be the normal time for that seat to be open.
Any other thoughts or questions? Patrick?
I think it would be a mistake if we put somebody in the seat this month. The residents of Wisconsin Rapids in District 3, I'm sure that they know, those that pay attention, that Matt has become mayor, but I would also think that they need time to fill this. So we need to advertise this on the website and whatever else we need to do to get the interested parties to send us some information about themselves. So I'm thinking what we should do is probably thinking like June would be good to, at that council meeting, to decide. And also as far as the term, I think we should just let it go till the end of Matt's term, and then if they want to run again, they can run in the spring.
Yeah, we're still in school.
Dean?
Thank you, Your Honor. I think last time when Alderperson Graff resigned, wasn't it the last person midterm? And then Bud came in? Oh, that's right. I just remember because when we did it that way, I can't remember how we did it with Thad, but when I wasn't on council yet, but that's when everybody put in resumes and they came, Zach was the mayor, they all came and spoke that day. And then there was a council vote after all the people who had put in resumes and things of that nature. Because I had submitted a resume, but I didn't realize you had to be here, so that's why I know about it. In fact, Zach told me it didn't need to be here, that they would just be voting on the resumes, and then everybody came up and talked for a while. And that's when Bud was elected. But I think that was a good, because it gave the council an opportunity to hear people speak. I thought, obviously I had a commitment, but I'd have been here for that. So I think that would be a good, to have the people not only submit a resume, but to state their case as to why they should be this. And I think we got that, as Patrick said, if we got that out on the website and made some, if we did this in June, that might be something to that effect. I agree with that idea, but I think we do need to give people opportunity to petition to be for the site rather than just the resumes we've received thus far. That's my thoughts.
Madeline?
So I'm in favor of having people submit resumes to interview for the position per se to us. However, historically, when the council has appointed someone to sit in that spot, when it comes up for election, there's nobody that runs against them. So essentially, we're saying we're going to appoint someone for District 7. And when District 7 or 3, when 3 comes up for, I don't know why I think that's from 7. And when 3 comes up for election again, we know the likelihood that somebody is going to run against who we appoint is slim. We had that in 3 of our districts or 2 of our districts this time around. So I'm more in favor of, if it aligns with the general election, it sounds like that would decrease the cost of holding a special election in itself, potentially.
So it would still be a special election, but because it is concurrent with the general election, it would be the same ballot, and so the cost would be just a normal election for us, even though we have to notice it as a special election.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Do the people that, all right. My question is, the people that decide to run, do they have to register then with the clerk's office and fill out any papers of any kind or make it somewhat legal?
Are you talking if you appoint someone, or
Well,
if
no,
they
if
run for
we,
election?
if we go with,
The election?
basically what Dean was suggesting.
Yes, then they would have to go through what every candidate has to do. They have to fill out the nomination papers and the campaign finance statement and the registration.
Okay,
But I think what
Fine.
Dean was suggesting was to appoint,
No,
okay, oh,
I was suggesting the council appoint. I was not suggesting election. Yeah.
right. If the council's just appointed, if someone just wants to be nominated to be appointed, then they don't have to comply with any campaign finance or any registration requirements. But then that person, if that person wants to run again in April, then obviously they would need to do so.
Ryan?
Thank you, Mayor. I am not in favor of council appointing District 3's alderperson. I think it's something that should come with feedback or endorsement from the constituents of that district. I think it's an overreach, if you ask me. So, is there any way that, say, if we decided to put the word out and have some candidates come in, could we require them to get signatures to be able to be considered?
Well, you can do whatever process you want, and that would, I guess you could do that. It wouldn't, there's no, they wouldn't be nomination papers per se that would have the same effect as, the regular nomination papers for people that are running an election. But I guess you could ask, basically people are having a petition for people to express their support, that they might need a certain amount of support. That is possible, but
Have you ever
Um,
seen that done before?
no.
I think that'd be the only way I'd be comfortable appointing anyone is seeing backing from the constituents of that district. That's my 2 cents.
Jake?
Thank you. So I've been here when we've been in this position a few times. Most recent was Patrick's appointment, and before that, Mr. Bud Virginski was appointed to Dean's current district, and then there was an election and the results. So there has been elections where no one runs against the current incumbent that was appointed, and there has been ones that they have. I've always pushed for the election, but it really depends on how much time is left in the term. So what we're talking about right now is that a special election would occur in November unless we submit to hold one this summer, which then that would accrue costs to the city to hold that election. And I think it would be unfair to candidates that run in November, because they would also have to run again in April, is my understanding. So they would get nomination signatures. There might be, I don't even know how we primary that, but there would be an election, and then they would, it's November, so immediately December 1st, they would have to go out and do the same thing. So I'm really impartial on this. I don't think Ryan's idea is a bad idea. Some type of, not nomination signatures, we can't call it that, but a petition, a show of support from their district, and then, as usual, their resume, with keeping in mind that they will have to run again and voters will choose in a year. Otherwise, we'll be looking at a vacant, they will have nobody till November, or we hold a election earlier than that, and it would be the only thing on the ballot, so we don't know what turnout would be like, and then that, if we held it in November, that person would have to run in April. So the only thing I would question is if it's put in a motion that we require signatures. I'm unsure of how valid that would. I would just if we're going to motion to appoint someone, I think what we're saying here is it helps your case to come with signatures rather than I would put it in a motion. Is that, you get?
Well, right, otherwise is it whoever gets the most signatures? I mean, yeah, that's gonna have to be, if you're gonna drill that far down on the requirements, then that's gonna probably need to be decided soon. But I agree that it's probably more that the council's expressing what it is that they're looking for, what information they want, what support they want in order to make their decision. And these are the, you know, and you each might have something different in terms of what that is, but if collectively, you know, you can come up with some things, or you're just letting, like, as you said, you're just letting everyone know, obviously, some that support in writing, you know, might be important, or is important to some alderpersons, or is important to the council. But yeah, generally, I mean, it's more about the process of, you know, we're gonna put it out to the public, people are gonna give a resume and maybe just a letter of interest, and then there's gonna be an interview at council, and we'll decide. It's not necessarily into the specifics of, you know, making more, or, you know, certain requirements or thresholds, so.
Thank you. So with that, I don't think it's appropriate to include any requirements in the motion, but I think those that are interested can hear that you can help your case by showing support. So I'm going to make a motion that in May, at the May Common Council meeting, we appoint someone as the alderperson for District 3. That's the motion, but I'd just say anybody who's in favor of an election and votes against it, that's fine. But I think we just need to get something rolling.
Would that be then in addition to serve until April of 2025?
Correct. That
appointment?
would be
Yeah.
the end of their term, as we've done in the past.
Dean?
Well, I actually think that maybe I know you have a motion out there, but there hasn't been a second yet either. So, I think that possibly we could require signatures. I mean, we can do that, right, Sue? If the council appoints?
Well, right, I mean, the qualifications to be an alderperson are that you're an elector, you know, that you're over 18. So, I mean, really what you're expressing is what you're looking for in a person. I don't know if necessarily you can basically say I guess what are you thinking about in terms of putting something like that in? Is it a number of signatures, or I guess maybe you can expound on what it is that you're thinking of,
Okay.
The threshold or the
Yeah.
requirement?
Well, I understand Alderman Austin's concerns about not, us picking somebody. And in order to be, if this was just a regular election, we would need to, as an alderman, we need to get 20 signatures to get on the ballot. So if we want the public to be involved in that choice, why don't, and we could do a hybrid where we appoint, but we appoint people that have collected 20 signatures from that ballot, from their district, just like they'd have to if they ran for election. And to Alderman Cattenaw's point, asking them to do that in November and then having them do it again in basically a month later. I think we have to have them in by January. And so basically a month later, you have to get another 20 signatures if you decide to run for the actual term. And that also, if we brought it before the May council meeting and the people that have submitted resumes, we ask them to come with 20 signatures for their, I think that if that's a legal, I mean, it's up to us, right? That seems like a solution to me.
Well, I mean, I think if you're just limiting it to that, I think that should be okay. I wasn't sure where it was going in terms of, the person with the most signatures, or do
No,
we have to verify?
no,
But if
to-
it's just simply,
For us to
we
be
would
able to
like,
vote on, for us to be
Yeah.
able to vote on them,
we would like.
they have to have 20
Right.
signatures of
Mhm.
their,
Right. These are the
peers.
qualifications that the council has determined. You send you send your letter of interest and a resume, you provide basically a nominating, I think we could probably just come up with a simple nominating form to give to any interested person so that they're all going to be the same, right? And it probably will be based somewhat on the nomination papers for regular elections. And then you're just requesting that you have 20 people that support you. And that's not saying that when you choose someone, that you could choose someone that doesn't have the 20. I'm just saying it's not a legal requirement. You can all determine that if someone didn't do it, you're not going to nominate that person, or you're not going to choose that person, you choose someone else. I'm just saying it's not necessarily a legal requirement, but you are letting people know what it is you're looking for. Those are the ones that you're going to, vote on or consider. I think that would be fine if the council votes that way, that collectively you determine that is, what you're looking for in terms of choosing a alderperson.
Patrick?
oh, I'm sorry, didn't hit done.
Oh, so this reminds me a lot of what the city typically does, is they put conditions on, somebody wants to come in here and build, and we gotta add on 100 conditions for somebody to come to town and build in our city. I think that's crazy. I would rather interview a dozen people that want the job than have one person that went out and got a few signatures. So I think the whole idea of having additional conditions put on this is insane. So, and as Councilmember Palmquist had mentioned, there's not a lot of interest in the council seats as it is. And a lot of times they go uncontested. So I would say the least conditions that we have, and I also think that we should give them until June and not May for this, so that they have time to put a resume together. A lot of people don't have a resume, but something to put together and a little presentation and then in June we can decide at the June council meeting.
I just want to throw in before we go, we do have 2 people that submitted resumes and a letter of interest already. We sent those out on email.
We have 4 now, right?
Madeline?
I echo Dean. I thought there were 4 as well. Or I know 2 others outside of the 2 that we received that should have sent their email to Emily. So I don't think 20 signatures, while I agree that us putting contingencies on anything over and above what is typically required is a little ludicrous at times. 20 signatures from your neighbors is not that hard to obtain. And I think it gets the word out about that person. It gets them talking to their constituents, and it really does help start to build those relationships and have them be the face for their district. Without that, we have somebody appointed, they don't get out, nobody knows who they are in their district, and it just creates this flow of inability for us to be aware and available in our districts. So I think that a resume, a letter of interest, and 20 signatures is not unreasonable.
So we have a motion by Jake to
appoint someone in the May Common Council meeting to serve for the balance of the term until April of 2025.
Yeah, that's correct without requirements. I don't disagree with what anybody's saying about what a certain alderperson or a majority of alderpersons may feel we should have a requirement. I just don't feel comfortable putting in a motion requirements that start to lean more towards this is kind of an election without being an election. In that case, I would be more comfortable with just holding an election. So like I said, I think we can verbalize what a certain person may be or people may be looking for to get their vote to appoint you to that district. And one of them has been signatures or recommendation letters, but I wouldn't feel comfortable putting that in my motion, so I'm going to leave it stand as is.
And we have a second by
Excuse me.
Delaney.
Excuse me, did you say you said June? And is it May or June that we're talking about? Oh, okay. So the actual,
The motion was May because we already have resumes, and it also gives another month if anybody's interested to do so. I mean, it's like when you take out papers on December 1st and they're due in January. I mean, we're all familiar with the timeline. I don't think the extra month would have much effect on who we're going to get for candidates.
but if that's the case, we'll only have resumes then. We won't have they won't have the opportunity to talk to us. There's no council meeting between now and then. So if,
They would talk at the May meeting before we
so they would
voted.
talk and we
Yeah.
vote at that time?
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
gotcha.
Any further questions or comments? We have a motion and a second. Seeing no further questions or comments, I move to vote. Go ahead and use your computers. Motion carried, 4 ayes, 3 nays, 1 abstention. Oh, because it's vacant, sorry. 4 ayes and 3 nays.
That was really, really
All right. Thank you. Item 8, Mayor Zacker's appointments to standing committees of the Common Council. I have for Public Works, Madeline Palmquist, Ryan Austin, and Jeff Penscover. For Finance and Property, I have Jake Catnaugh, Dean Veneman, and Patrick Delaney. And for Human Resources, I have Dennis Pollock, Patrick Delaney, and Jake Catnaugh, who would be replaced by the alderman from District 3. All right, item 9. The newly appointed committees will meet to elect chairpersons and vice chairpersons. So, yeah, you would get together now and kind of figure things out and let us know. Finance and Property is Jake, Dean, and Patrick, and Human Resources is Dennis, Patrick, and Jake. Jake to be replaced by a third district. Public Works was Madeline, Ryan, and Jeff.
I really don't want nothing to do with being the chair or vice chair.
Okay.
Kinda new at this, and I think she'd be a better choice.
Sure.
Yeah, that's my initial thoughts.
Okay.
I was just telling Ryan I would prefer not to be a chair or a vice chair.
I've previously been the chairperson for public works as well, so you guys would nominate me as.
Okay, you wanna take the vice chair then? Okay, that's great. I'm not chair, I sit there and I'm quiet. I do
If you could talk right away too about
It's not my way of doing things, but
day and time.
makes sense.
Okay, so historically, they've been the first Thursday of the month at 5 p.m. First full week Thursday. Is it just, I think it's just the first Thursday.
I'm retired, it don't matter.
Okay, we'll stick with what we've been doing, and if we decide we wanna change something, we'll be sure we have to. Okay, alright, perfect, guys.
Okay, so you guys, who's the chair? This is, Public Works.
Yes,
Who's the chair?
I'll be the chair,
Okay,
Madeline will be the vice chair.
okay. And then
Meetings will continue to be the first Thursday at 5 p.m.
the Thursday after the first Tuesday?
Yes, yes, that's what I meant.
Yep, Thursday at 5 PM, okay. Okay, so what do you got, Dean?
Finance,
Finance, yep,
Jake's chair,
okay,
I'm vice chair.
okay. And then your, and then your meeting date and time?
First Tuesday of the month, 5 o'clock.
Tuesday, 5 instead of 4, okay. Got it, all right.
I didn't think it
I just don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Ryan, okay, TBD, got it.
Done.
All right, if you, item 10 then, the newly elected chairpersons will meet to elect a chairperson and vice chairperson for the legislative committee.
So that's Jake, Ryan, and Patrick.
You're back in charge again? I'm the exact same thing. I'm the exact same thing I was the last 2 years. No, but I'm saying I'm the president, I'm the vice chair of finance, that's what I've been for. But that's okay, I don't wanna be the vice. I don't wanna be, I wanna.
All right. Thank you. Sure.
Okay, for the Finance and Property Committee, we have Alderperson Catna as the chairperson and Alderperson Veneman as the vice chairperson. Finance and Property will be meeting on the first Tuesday of the month at 5:00 p.m. Public Works Committee, Alderperson Austin is the chairperson and Alderperson Palmquist is the vice chair. And they will be meeting on Thursday, the Thursday after the first Tuesday of the month at 5 p.m. Human Resources, Alderperson Delaney is the chairperson, Alderperson Pollock is the vice chair, and the meeting time, date and time is TBD after they speak to the manager of the Human Resources Department. Legislative Committee, Alderperson Catna is the chairperson, Alderperson Delaney is vice chair, and meeting dates and times will be as needed.
I think Ryan Austin is the vice chair of legislative.
Oh, did I do that wrong? Okay. So Alderperson Catna for the chairperson, Alderperson Austin for the vice chair? Okay, sorry about that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Item 11, election of an alderperson to the Planning Commission to serve a term expiring April 14th, 2025. Two-third vote is required. So for the Planning Commission, I'm opening up nominations.
I'll nominate Alderperson Austin.
All right. Do you? Are there any other nominations for Planning Committee?
I'll nominate Palmquist.
Do you accept the nomination?
Yes.
Okay. Are there, so we have Austin and Palmquist on the nomination. Any other nominations? So at this point, I ask for unanimous consent to close the nominations.
So moved.
Just kind of need everybody to acknowledge that they want to close nominations, all right? All right. We can do it by voting, show of hands, or paper. What do you guys wish? Is everybody okay with paper? All right.
In your packet, you have a planning commission one. Just go ahead and write your, so there's a planning commission slip in there.
You pass them on down when you're ready.
Just to note that we need 5 votes to approve someone, so if we don't have 5 for a particular person, we do it again. All right, Alderperson in District 2 voted for Austin. District 6 voted for Austin. District 7 voted for Palmquist. I'm sorry? Oh, it's already on there. District 8 voted for Palmquist. District 1 voted for Austin. District 4 voted for Palmquist. And District 5 voted for Austin. So we have 4 and 3, so we need to do it again. So 4 for Austin and 3 for Palmquist, and we need 5.
One that just says District.
Mayor, Mayor,
Sorry,
I'd like to decline my nomination.
okay. Done deal. Okay, so at this time, Alderman Austin has declined the nomination. So then, all those in favor of voting for Palmquist, please show your support by raising your hand. All those not in support, raise your hand. All right. Six ayes, 1 abstention. So congratulations, Alderman Palmquist. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 12, election of an alderman to serve as an alternate on the Ethics Board to replace Matt Zacher to serve a term expiring November 1st, 2024. So at this point, I am opening nominations. So I need nominations. Mr. Alderman Delaney?
I'm gonna nominate Palmquist again.
All right, we have Alderman Palmquist being nominated. Anyone else being nominated for the Ethics Commission as alternate? Okay. So I'm asking for unanimous consent to close nominations. Everybody on the same page for closing the nomination? All right. And because there's only one alderman nominated, we can go by raise of hands. So those in favor, raise your hand, please. 6. You gonna abstain? All right. So, once again, congratulations, Alderman Palmquist. Thank you for your, item 13, election of an alderperson to the Park and Recreation Commission to serve for the alderman's term of office. I am opening nominations at this time. Any nominations?
I'd like to nominate Dean Veneman.
All right. Alderman Delaney nominated Alderman Veneman. Any other nominations?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you accept?
Yes.
Thank you. Any other nominations? So did you have?
For this and Waterworks and Lighting, anybody who would like me to nominate them, I'm happy to. If that's of interest to them. So just give me a wave or something.
Mr. Mayor, who did you appoint? Who did you appoint to Park and Rec?
I did do that.
Well, one is
Oh, I'm
one
sorry.
is his and one is from the council.
So I will go over my list of appointments to various committees, commissions, and boards in item 15. So I haven't gone through it on the agenda yet.
All right.
So for Park and Rec, I appointed Alderman Penscover to the Park and Rec. And then as a citizen, I appointed Tom Riom. All right, at this point then, I am asking for unanimous consent to close the nominations. Everybody in agreement? Close nominations? Seeing that we have one nomination, we can vote by show of hands. Please raise your hand if you're in support. 7 in support. Yes. Item 14, election of an alderperson to the Waterworks and Lighting Commission to serve as an alderperson's for the alderperson's term of office. So at this point, I'm opening up nominations.
I nominate Jeff Penscover.
Kat now nominated Alderman Penscover. Any other nominations? Seeing none, I'm going to ask for unanimous consent to close the nominations. Everybody in agreement? Thank you. Seeing how there is only one, we can vote by raise of hand. All those in support, please raise your hand. 7 in support. Thank you. Item 15, consider for confirmation Mayor Zacker's appointments to various committees, commissions, and boards. Okay. For Convention and Visitors Bureau, Scott Kellogg, who resides at 511 Elm Street, is reappointed as a regular member to a term expiring 4/21/2026. The Historic Preservation Commission, Pat Kazicki, residing at 430 First Avenue, is appointed as an alternate member to replace Jeff Penscover to a term expiring 2/1/2026. Housing Authority, Gene Helmer, resides at 531 Clevin Circle, is appointed as a regular member for a term expiring 4/30/2029. Parks and Recreation Committee, appointed Jeff Penscover, residing at 1231 17th Street, as mayor's alderperson appointment for a term expiring 4/21/2026. And Tom Riom, residing at 1220 22nd Street North, is appointed as a regular member to replace Tom Elkin for a term expiring 5/1/2029. And for Planning Commission, Eric Donovan, residing at 2811 21st Place South, is reappointed as a regular member to a term expiring 5/1/2027. Benjamin Goodrow, residing at 550 Elm Street, is reappointed as a regular member to a term expiring 5/1/2027. And Lee Thao, residing at 1010 11th Avenue, is reappointed as a regular member to a term expiring 5/1/2027. And Wastewater Treatment Commission, Dave Laspa, residing at 2931 10th Street South, is reappointed as a regular member to a term expiring 6/1/2029. So, in regards to the mayor's committees, commissions, and board appointments, what are your wishes?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Katnaw and a second by Palmquist. Questions, comments? Seeing none, I move to vote. All those in, oh, sorry, go ahead and vote on the computer.
You're still there.
Ours doesn't say what it says up there.
Is it an alder or a citizen? You're the alder. We always have one. Good, I'm glad you're still. Why not? Why'd you do that? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
With 7 ayes, 0 nays, motion passes. Item 16, adjournment. What are your wishes? Okay, motion by Penscover, need a second by Veneman. Go ahead and vote. Got 7 ayes, 0 nays, motion passes. Meeting closes at 7:02. Thank you, everybody.